The key here is that confidence is built on repetition. We do not have to feel confident in ourselves, in our skills, and who we are and what we do. But if we understand the content we're delivering so well that we can do it in any given place or time, we're going to be able to do that whether we have confidence or not. The key here is to do it over and over and over again. So you talk about the same things that you talk about a lot. You have that knowledge, you understand these things, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So if you are trying to build up your ability to get on a stage and speak, or to go on podcasts or live streams and have conversations about what you teach on so that you can bring people into your community and make more money, your goal here is to do it again and again and again and again. And in the beginning, you're not going to be super great. You're going to be a little uneasy. You're not going to have that confidence, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes because it becomes repetitious. When you do things over again and again and again, it becomes commonplace. It becomes easy. Think about how we learned to walk. We were not great at first. We were shaky. We were wobbling around on our legs, but eventually we got it. Now, as adults, we have the ability to run marathons and do incredible things because we built on that repetition. The more you do it, the more it becomes muscle memory. And then you don't even have to worry about confidence because you can just regurgitate that information very easily because you've done it so many times. So in order to build up your confidence based on that repetition, your goal now is to create content that you can say over and over and over again. This is content that you're going to be able to teach in any circumstance, to step on any stage and in 15 minutes explain something, in 5 minutes explain something, in an hour explain something. Have that content that you know so well that you can build up or pare down and really very easily be able to communicate that information. That is your fallback. Once you have that, start doing it. Develop that repetition yourself. You do not have to wait to get invited on podcasts or live streams or on stages. You have the ability to do this yourself. This could be sitting there and recording a video for your YouTube channel, then recording a shorter version for your TikTok. You don't even have to put these things out into the public. You can just sit there and record again and again and again on your phone, on your camera, just checking to see what you're doing. You can analyze these things if you want to get into the nitty-gritty of it. You can kind of figure out, what can I do better? How can I do this? Did I miss anything? You can analyze that if you want, but you don't have to. I certainly don't. But I practice my content again and again and again. That allows me to say it without fear or without worry. I can go on autopilot and say the things that I need to say without having to think about it, which means if somebody asks me a question, I have the ability to give them that ground level information, the stuff that I'm always going to say to everybody. And while I'm doing that on autopilot, because I've repeated it so many times, I know what it is, I then have the ability to think through the second part of that answer, something that they tacked on that I don't normally talk about. So I can think and process what I'm going to be saying next because I already have the building blocks of the conversation because I've repeated them so many times. So again, you're building up your confidence through repetition. The more that you do it, the easier it becomes because it becomes muscle memory. Then you can just say and do the things and use your brain for other parts of the conversation. Now you don't have to worry. Now you don't have to stress. So know your content so well and then deliver it over and over and over again. And if you can come up with specific phrases like confidence is built on repetition and use that in your content again and again and again, not only does it make it easier for you to remember it and to deliver it, but for people to remember it and then act on it later on, but it also becomes part of your branding. And when it becomes part of your branding, people will remember you for that. Not only will they be able to understand what you're talking about and take action based on that, but they're going to relate it back to you. So I talk about confidence is built on repetition a lot. Those are things that people relate back to me. I talk a lot about confidence. I talk about repeating these processes. I talk about creating things that make it easier for you to do whatever it is you're doing inside of your business. Those things get related back to me and you can do that too. So what is it inside of your content that you know so well that you can put on repetition? What can you repeat over and over again? You can practice this while you're brushing your teeth, while you're washing your hair in the shower. You can do this while you're cooking your breakfast. You have the ability to do this on camera just for yourself. You can do this inside of your live streams and your podcasts. And then when you start getting guest appearances places, use these phrases, use these building blocks of conversation over and over and over again. Because when you lean into the things that you keep repeating over and over that you already know that you do not have to think about and can go on autopilot for, it takes down the terror of everything else. Every opportunity you have to be on somebody else's show, podcast, live stream, whatever, you do not have to fear or worry about it because you already know what you're going to say. And because you've done it over and over and over again without issues, it then becomes incredibly easy for you to get new speaking gigs, to have new conversations, and to throw your business out into the public in new arenas because you have done well in the past. So the more content you create around those building blocks of conversation that you have inside of your business, the easier it's going to be for you to do it without having fear, without having hesitation, with full confidence, and the better you're going to look and present yourself, and then be able to communicate your points to build your community and build up your profitability. So you want to make sure you're focusing on repetition inside of your business. Confidence isn't all that important. You can create confidence by learning about what you're doing inside of your business, inside of your brain, inside of your content, and then putting that on repeat to practice over and over and over again so you can go on autopilot, do all the things you need to do without the fear or hesitation.